Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video I wanted to talk about three characters that are going to receive a revolution buff, and these characters are Punisher Rin, Evankhell, and regular Ha Yuri. So these three characters, they are going to receive a rev buff, but I wanted to pretty much talk with you guys as of to what the plan is, like what is Netmarble's plan? Like, how are they going to buff these characters? And, how are they going to make these characters a lot better? Because when we take a look at recent rev buffs like Yurick Mazino, Viole, and Gusting, Viole was pretty much the best one out of all of them. Gusting was also pretty good as well. Flight Yurick, his was just straight dog shit. So when we take a look at these three new characters that they're going to rev buff, it's probably going to be the same situation where there's probably going to be two characters who are going to benefit from this revolution buff, and then there's going to be one character who's not going to benefit from this, and they're still going to be bad. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it, but before we do, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I would really appreciate it. And let's not waste any time, and let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So first things first, for me, my experience with Evankhell and regular Ha Yuri, I don't use these characters at all. Like, as you guys can see from my regular Ha Yuri, she is currently sitting at 2 green stars. I don't use this character whatsoever, right? I don't use her whatsoever. So I don't really have, any sort of experience with these two characters, Ha Yuri and Evankhell. I will say for my Evankhell, she's at 3 purple stars, but I don't really use her. You guys can see for her ignition weapon is pretty much empty. And I'm pretty sure for Evankhell, you want to max her out so that you can, use her at her full potential, because she's relying on her special move. So if you don't have her maxed out, she's not going to be that crazy. So Evankhell, I don't really use her, and the same thing applies for regular Ha Yuri. So I will say out of all three characters, Punisher Rin is the only one that I have full experience with. Like, I'm able to understand how Punisher Rin works, and I know his value, and I know his issues and what they should, I know how they should improve his revolution. Meanwhile, for Evankhell and Child Yuri, not really. So first, we're going to talk about Punisher Rin. So my Punisher Rin fully maxed out. I invested in his ignition weapon. You guys can see that I'm currently running attack speed set on him with magic and physical resistance. One of the best things about Punisher Rin is that this unit is very tanky, right? He is a very tanky DPS unit, because when you look at his passive, he pretty much has like a 40% physical and magic resistance increase, which is absolutely insane. So, the fact that he already has a lot of, magic and physical resistance already at that passive, he's going to go above 100% easily if you at least have 60% of physical and magic resistance on him. So, that makes him very, very tanky. And another great thing is, of course, the bull, which is a great distraction. And his ultimate pretty much allows him to shred through enemies' magic resistance by 40% for 10 seconds. So Punisher Rin's base kit is actually pretty good. But the biggest issue with this unit is that his damage is really, really dog shit at high deficit. So, of course, at low and mid deficits, most characters, they can deal pretty good damage. I would say at low deficits, every character can deal amazing damage. That's just a fact. It happens in every gacha game. But at high deficits, Punisher Rin, his damage pretty much disappears. Like, his damage is just non-existent. He's only there to shred the enemy's magic resistance, and he's there to just be like your tank debuffing unit. That's pretty much his job. So when we look at his rev, you guys can see that I fully invested in the crit damage increase. I got some crit rate right here, got some swiftness. For a mage unit, it would make sense for him to deal really good damage at high deficits, but unfortunately, his damage just fell off really, really hard. So I feel like the best way for them to improve Punisher Rin's rev is for them to give him like attack increase. I feel like giving him a lot of attack increase for like Revolution Tier 4 or for his Rev 5, because his Rev 5 is like his ultimate, that would actually be pretty good. So for his Rev 4, you guys can see it says Punisher Rin will not be targeted for 6 seconds at the start of battle. Honestly, I think this Revolution tier is just dog shit. I think it's horrible, because he's already a tanky unit, and to make him untargetable for just 6 seconds only, I feel like it's a waste, right? It's a real waste for a Revolution tier. So what they should do is I don't think they're going to remove this for like his rev, because when you look at Gusting, Flight Yurick, and Viole, they didn't really remove their previous, revolution tiers before the buff. It's still the same. It's just that they enhanced it. So what they should do is for his tier 4, add some sort of, I don't know, what they should do for his tier 4, instead of it just being, him being untargetable for 6 seconds, maybe they can give his bull like an attack increase, right? Because I do feel like his bull doesn't really deal a lot of damage. So, give his bull an attack increase. That would be pretty dope. And then for his revolution tier 5, you guys could probably give him like a special move pierce increase. I don't know how much, but give him a special move pierce increase so that his ultimate can actually deal some good damage, because his ultimate is what makes him deal pretty solid damage. But unfortunately, at high deficits, it's pretty bad. So for his tier 4, just add a little bit, attack increase for the bull for tier 4. And if for tier 5, you guys can give him attack increase for, his ultimate, and at the same time increase his special move pierce. That would be very, very good. Include some stacks and the attack increase, whenever, let's say whenever, because when we look at this right here, Summon Minotaur, we look at this skill. So that's pretty much his passive, right? And it says, Punisher Rin summons the bull. The bull has its own stats with values equal to 160% of Punisher Rin's stats. While the bull is alive, Punisher Rin's physical magic resistance increased by 40%. On the other hand, his physical and magic resistance decreased by 4% if the bull is dead. So it would have been real, like, way better if they gave the bull an attack increase, right? Max 3 stacks, and it's like 50%. I feel like that would be pretty interesting, because the bull would actually do pretty solid damage. And then for tier 5, special move pierce increase and attack increase. I feel like that would be a lot better. Like, and I think that's the main reason why Punisher Rin, like, his damage falls off long term, because when you look at his rev, it is really, really mid. Like, tier 4 is complete garbage, and then for tier 5, he's like invincible. So you're not really enhancing his damage in his tier 4 and 5. It's more of like survivability. So once they add like damage increase for his tier 4 and 5, I feel like he's going to be a lot better, because he's already a great unit. I feel like Punisher Rin, he's slept on because, most people don't like him because of his damage. But if you take damage out of the equation and you only focus on what he's able to do for your team, he's a pretty good character. 40% magic resistance decrease, very tanky unit. I think that's actually pretty good. So all they have to do is apply some damage increase in his revolution tiers for 4 and 5. I feel like he's going to be a lot better when it comes to dealing damage. Now for Ha Yuri, now for this character, I asked somebody on my Discord server. This person is a well. They're at a really high deficit. So the fact that I don't even use this character, I asked people, what are your main issues with Ha Yuri? What would you suggest the devs to do for this character once they give her that rev buff? Like, what would you want them to do so that, Ha Yuri can be a lot better? So one thing that somebody suggested is that for regular Ha Yuri, the issue with this character, she's great in PvP, by the way. Like, she's pretty good in PvP. I will say, units like Ha Yuri, Evankhell, White, these characters are very, very strong in PvP. But in PvE, it's a whole different story. So I've seen a lot of people complain about Ha Yuri, and one of the main things a lot of people are complaining about is her damage. Her damage really falls off at high deficits, and she would die like immediately. Like, her survivability is just horrible. So one of the suggestions is that for her ultimate, because since she is an assassin unit, it would have been better if, like, she would immediately use her ultimate first, so that if you have Rihanna set on her, she can, like, pretty much benefit from the 4-piece set effect. Because the fact that she's able to, like, jump towards the enemy, right? The first thing she does right over here, we check her passive. It says she leaps to the enemy with the highest attack at the start of battle, dealing 380% of her attack as damage. This part right here is a waste, because she's not dealing good damage whatsoever. So it would have been better if, like, when she leaps towards the enemy, she uses her ultimate instead. And then when you have Rihanna set, if we come back over here, There are so many sets in the game that I tend to forget, you know, the 4-piece set effect. So when we take a look at Rihanna, bear with me, guys, bear with me. Let's find Rihanna real quick. Holy shit. I mean, I can't use the filter system, but whatever. So Rihanna, it says Rihanna's ambition activates when the wielder enters battle and remains until the first attack lands. Ambition grants the wielder immunity to status effects, and the wielder's next attack is guaranteed to land with a 300% increase to their attack. So I feel like if like she uses her ultimate immediately, right? Like that's the first thing she does when she enters battle. I feel like that would be pretty good. It's probably going to be extremely overpowered. You know, that's what the person who suggested this, they said that it's probably going to be overpowered. But if damage is her problem, then what they should do is, I mean, you have physical pierce over here, physical pierce increase in Revolution Tier 5, and then for Revolution Tier 4, she's like invincible. Um, Give her some attack stacks, you know? Give her some attack stacks. Like, since she is an assassin unit, give her a lot. Like, at the start of the battle, because I'm pretty sure this is her passive, right? Yes, that is her passive. So, let's say for Revolution Tier 4, at the start of the battle, she receives a 600% attack increase or 800% attack increase. That's probably too much, I don't know. But give her a huge attack increase that her first attack deals a lot of damage because she is an assassin unit. So if she fails at dealing damage, you know, then what's the point of even using this character if she can't even do her, like, if she can't even do her main job, which is to deal damage, right? As an assassin unit, their job is to pretty much, you know, deal insane damage and one tap enemies. If she can't do that, then what's the point? So I feel like what they should do is for tier 4, put like a huge attack increase so that when she leaps towards that enemy, she can probably eliminate them with like 2 or 3 hits, right? Or what I said before, when she leaps towards that enemy with the highest attack, she immediately uses her ultimate, right? That's the first thing she does. She uses her ultimate. She doesn't, you know, touch the enemy and then, you know, use her ultimate after that, because I feel like that's a waste. Uses her ultimate first, and then she's going to deal like insane damage. So that's pretty much for regular Ha Yuri. I feel like for this character, once you max her out, you know, she's pretty good. It's just that her damage is just horrible. Like, her damage is really, really bad. I've seen a lot of clips of people, like a lot of people sent me clips of her pretty much not doing anything at high deficits. It's really, really horrible. Plus her survivability is pretty trash. So just increase her damage, and if they want to do something about her survivability, that would be pretty good. But of course, it can't be too broken. If it's going to be broken, then hey, I ain't going to complain. But that's pretty much the suggestion for regular Ha Yuri. And by the way, guys, if you guys have any suggestions, please put them down in the comment section down below, because hopefully Netmarble or the TOG devs, hopefully they watch this video so that, you know, when they actually improve their revolution, they actually make it good, right? Don't make it fucking dog shit. So make sure you guys, you know, put your suggestions in the comment section down below, just in case, you know, hopefully the devs can actually see what you guys want when they buff these characters. So that's pretty much Punisher Rin and Child Yuri. Now, next character is going to be Evankhell. Now, for Evankhell, I feel like this character is pretty simple. Like, the best part about Evankhell is her ultimate. Like, this is the most important part about Evankhell is her ult. So one of the main complaints I've heard about this character, like the main complaints behind Evankhell, is that when she would use her ultimate, right? She would use her ultimate the first time she uses it, great, right? Great. Uses her ultimate, pretty good. The problem is after she uses her ult, she dies immediately. Like, she fucking dies. So sure, like, you can say Princess Anak is a good solution to Evankhell, but I feel like the real problem is energy, right? The real issue is energy, because once she uses her ultimate, she's pretty much just waiting to use her ultimate again. So I feel like what they should do is probably implement some sort of energy recovery in her revolution tiers. So like, let's say for revolution tier 4, it says death sentence always results in a critical hit. For this, I mean, I feel like her damage is pretty good, especially for her ultimate. Like, her damage insane with her ultimate. But for revolution tier 4, I really don't know what they should put for tier 4. Probably give her, like, I don't know, magic and physical resistance, like by 20 or 30% to increase her survivability. Or for Revolution Tier 5, I'm pretty sure this is probably her passive, right? Ancient Power, yes, it is her passive. So for Revolution Tier 5, you guys can give her like an additional 200 um, energy restoration, like she can recover 200 energy so that she'll be able to use her ultimate consistently, because the most important part about Evankhell is her ult. Really, really important. Like, out of every single DPS character in the game so far, Evankhell, if you don't have her maxed out, she is not going to do shit for you. Like, she is by far one of the most, I wouldn't say pay to win, but I would say like she is by far one of the most ultimate reliant characters in the game. She relies on her ultimate way too much. So giving her that additional 200 energy, I feel like that would be pretty good. So that, you know, once she uses her ultimate the first time, the second time she's about to use it, it can happen a lot faster. And of course, if you put her with a knock, you can do it consistently, and that's going to make her very, very good. So I think that would be a great improvement for Evankhell. For Revolution Tier 4, I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just going to stick with the magic and physical resistance by like 20 or 30%. But for Tier 5, 200 additional energy. I feel like that's going to be pretty good, that she can use her ultimate a lot more often. So yeah, that's pretty much the three characters we have here: Evankhell, Ha Yuri, and Punisher Rin. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Out of every unit, like out of the three characters I talked about, I'm more excited for Punisher Rin, because I feel like Punisher Rin, the fact that he is, you know, a green element character, you know, putting him with Trauma Ray, both characters are very, very good together, because Trauma Ray, he can pretty much increase the bull's damage, because we take a look at Trauma Ray's skills over here. You can actually find it. I think it's his passive, right? I think it's somewhere in his passive. Yeah, so you guys can see that Kraken attack increases by 40% for 10 seconds whenever any ally included summon being dies. Well, actually, no. That's not it. That's not it. It's somewhere, I think it's his revolution, right? Where he buffs summon beings. Right? Is it there? What the fuck? Why can't I find it? It's somewhere in his skill or his exclusive equipment, right? Hold up, guys. Give me a minute here. I'm pretty sure he increases allies' attacks. At the start of battle, Trauma Ray summons Kraken and Cobalt with 120% of his stats. Both Kraken and Cobalt decrease all enemies' energy by 30. Okay, there it is. I'm fucking blind. I apologize, guys. So over here it says Trauma Ray becomes invincible for 2 seconds and increases the attack of all allies, including summon beings, for 80%. So, you know, this isn't a huge attack increase. 80%, it's not that crazy. But for Punisher Rin, I feel like what they should do is increase the attack for his bull, and then increase the special move Pierce and attack for his ultimate. I feel like that would be a lot better, and that will make him deal a lot more damage, because the main issue with this character is that his damage is just non-existent. But I did hear that Punisher Rin, he can deal way more damage than Ha Yuri. Like Ha Yuri, her damage is just horrible at high deficits. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to these ref buffs. Really looking forward to them. I just hope it's not a similar situation with Flight Uric, Gusting, and Viole, where, you know, Viole and Gusting, they were the only ones that had a really good ref buff. Meanwhile, Flight Uric is just pretty much biting the dust. Like, this character is just fucking dog shit. Like, he's fucking horrible. So hopefully that doesn't happen to one of these characters. Hopefully it doesn't happen to Punisher Rin, because I'm gonna need my Punisher Rin to step up, man. This character is really, really good. I just hope that, you know, they come through with this ref buff. Hopefully they come through. So, long story short, for Punisher Rin, this increases damage. For Ha Yuri, increase her survivability and her damage. And then for Evankhell, just give her some more energy. I think that's the best way to summarize what the devs should do when they're buffing these characters for the next update. Increase her energy, increase Punisher Rin's damage, and increase Ha Yuri's damage, and give her a little bit more survivability. I feel like that's pretty fair. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This was a pretty chill video. As you guys can see, man, I've been grinding, bro. Floor 84. Currently grinding hard adventure mode. And my Gusting You guys can see that he's at 1 rainbow star. So I'm trying to max him out. And then of course after that we're gonna save up for what's his name again? Yama. It's so fucking stupid how they put Yama after Gusting. I can't stand it. But I'm gonna try my best to grind, max out Gusting, save up for Yama because I'm excited for that character. Once again, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. And make sure you guys put your suggestions in the comment section down below. Which buffs do you want for each character? Make sure you include the buffs for Evankhell, Punisher Rin, and of course, Ha Yuri. And I might pin somebody's suggestions depending on how good your suggestion is. I might pin it. So make sure that you guys actually think about it, and I might pin your comment. But anyways, hope you guys have a good one. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Peace.